Hi, this is part two of the top 10 questions business owners must answer in order to make 2023 amazing. My name is Michael Bridgman, and I am the host of the Marketing Wizards Inner Circle, which is a community where we help small business owners accomplish really big things. And this is part two of a two-part series where we've been covering these 10 secret critical questions that all of our clients must answer that demonstrate whether or not they're going to have an amazing year. I hope you like it. Number 6. This one is really important because so many business owners get wrapped up and I can't change it. This is just the way it goes. So this question normally reveals to me how open-minded they are to really taking a significant look, like an observant or an objective is the word I'm looking for, an objective look at their business. Question number 6. I am open to bundling or packaging my products and services in different ways to increase my revenue and profits. See, as a business owner, you got to realize, my friends, you're not selling a product or service. You're selling a transformation. You're selling a result for that client. If you're selling a Starbucks cup of coffee, it's a very specific result. I need a coffee. I need some ambiance. I'm buying a Starbucks. I've transformed. If you're selling, liposuction, that's a literal transformation. So the fact of the matter is that you're selling some sort of transformation product all the time or service. So what I look for in clients and what I like to hear is that they're open, and what you should be is open to bundling and packaging these things in different ways. So in the pet business, for example, when dogs come in for our salon services, every single season, so 4 times a year, we shift and we create a promotion. Sometimes it's 2 weeks, sometimes it's 4 weeks, and we bundle some product together. Sometimes it's retail product, sometimes it's salon product, sometimes it's just multiple services layered onto salons. But we bundle these things together to create a unique offer for that season. That doesn't last the whole season, right? One rule of marketing is don't make your promotions last forever. Then it's no longer a promotion and no longer interesting. So it doesn't last forever, but it might be 2 weeks, it might be 3 weeks, it might be 4 weeks. And we bundle these products together. What we're looking for is 2 things. One, we want to expand what our clients think of us as. We're not just a dog groomer. We're not just a doggy daycare. We're not just the dental place, right? We're not just raw food. We're multiple things. But we also want to make sure that they realize that we're doing great promotions that allow them to, sort of test and taste all these different things without having to pay for all of them at full price. And we wind up driving a higher cart value for our clients. They're happier because we're doing all sorts of cool stuff that they never thought about doing before. And ultimately, it's a better experience all around for everybody that way. So, number 6, I am open to bundling or packaging my products and services in different ways to increase my revenue and profit. So think about your own business. How could you start rejigging things? How could you start bolting maybe two different services together to create a great opportunity for your clients and some increased revenue and profit for you, right? If your cost to acquire a client is $50, let's say, and you're selling something for $100, if you could sell another item that's cost is marginal. Let's say it's $15 cost. You normally sell it for $50. If you could sell that item for $25, and so now they're getting something that normally costs $150, they're getting it for $125. Now you've just increased your value of the client dramatically, 50% increase in revenue from the client. And your greatest expense, which is client acquisition, has been mitigated even further. It's the same $50, and now you've just generated an extra 25 or bucks or 30 bucks or whatever it is out of that particular situation. So think about how to bundle things together. Okay. Number 7. Now we're going to get into more of the marketing stuff. I have a clear promotional calendar that will enable me to reach my revenue goals. A clear promotional calendar. I love to do seasonal stuff. So my promotional calendar for my businesses is normally, okay, these are the promotions we want to do in the wintertime. These are the promotions that we want to do in the springtime. And it's easier that way for me, at least, because these are topics people are thinking about at the time. They are part of the everyday culture. They're part of the vernacular that's happening at that time. One of marketing's big jobs is to enter into the conversations already happening inside your client's head. So if it's wintertime and you're trying to sell summer tires, well, isn't that stupid, right? That's foolish. But if it's wintertime and you're trying to sell winter tires, and maybe you bundle summer tires in there or bundle a brand new set of tires in there that are all seasons, maybe that could work. So my point is that we love our clients to have a clear idea as to what their promotional calendar will look like, so that when we start to build out the marketing plan, we know the fence posts. We know what they want to do in different times, and different industries have different promotional periods of time, right? Very different promotional periods of time. So if your industry has a unique set of promotions that involve an event in April, well, then, marking that, putting a pin in that and going, okay, we want to do promotional things around this in April, that's perfect. So for example, in March, we have this thing called the Pet Lover Show right in my area. It's like 20,000 people over the course of 2 days, all descend on this big, huge convention center. And there's lots of booths and everything else. There's a whole lot of people coming into our neighborhood that are specifically there for dogs and cats and other pets. Well, that's a big point in the promotional calendar for the pet industry in my local area. So I put a pin in that, and we do stuff that revolves specifically around that. So ultimately, you should have a promotional calendar that has the big fence posts, the big signposts for progress along the route, and have that already developed. Hey, Michael here. I know you're watching me talk about these 5 key and critical questions right now, but if you're getting great value out of this, could you do me a favor? Could you just click the like button right now on this video? If you could, that'd be amazing. It really does help the YouTube algorithm, and that helps us help more businesses. Thanks so much. Okay, now on with the show. Okay, number 8. I have a defined content marketing strategy that builds authority and magnetism. Content strategies are, honestly, they're a dime a dozen. Like you're going to see lots of them out there. When we were building out our marketing company, I specifically decided to go heavily into YouTube as opposed to some of the other content marketing platforms that are out there. Not as much into Facebook, not as much into Instagram, not as much into TikTok. I wanted to move into YouTube. And there were some specific choices of that. I mean, YouTube is a searchable entity. So over time, your content gets higher up because people are searching it and they can find you for keywords. It's connected to Google, and Google is one of the strongest, most powerful companies on the planet. And then the content is long lasting. So something that really works for people and resonates years and years and years can still generate interest and generate followers and keep building your authority over a long period of time. So we chose YouTube for those specific reasons. So what we like to see is that the business owner is making an effort to have a content strategy. They're really thinking about what they want from their content and how their content's going to build them as an authority, so build them as a valuable expert in that person's life, and ultimately build up the magnetism that's going to attract these people to wind up doing business with them, right? So those are the 2 things. Okay, number 9. And this gets into the systems. Number 9, when someone connects with my company, I have a clearly defined connection strategy and a system for continuing to communicate with them. It is mind-boggling how many leads I lost in the first 7-8 years of me owning my first company. Well, technically my first company didn't work out. So the second company that became a success, the number would be into the thousands, you guys, into the thousands. And I wish that I knew then what I know now, because our business would be even more successful. It would have reached, the 7-figure and beyond annual revenue mark a lot sooner than it has. The fact of the matter is I didn't know those things, and you might not have known this either. But when somebody makes the effort to connect with your company through Facebook messaging, through Instagram direct message, through TikTok chats, through text message, through downloading your lead magnet, through approaching you after an event, through seeing you at some sort of networking thing, any of those things, when a client makes the effort to reach out and connect with you, it is your job to have a system in place that continues to nurture that relationship. I know people hate getting 1,001 emails from somebody when they sign up for their free ebook or whatever that is. But the whole point of that is continue to nurture the relationship with you and continue to deliver value. So in hopes you want to do business with them. That's the whole point, right? And as companies, I'm not saying you have to send messages every day. That's not a strategy that works for everybody. But you should have a structured system in place that when somebody raises their hand and says, I'm interested in what you do, I'm interested in what you do, you have a systematic way of following up, of maintaining connection, of resuscitating that connection after, 4 or 5 weeks or whatever it is, 2 months that nothing's happened, right? Making downstream offers that seem really amazing to once again sort of gyrate these people or sort of shock them out of their procrastinated state and get them to buy from you. These are all things that you should have a system for. And if you don't have it, it's one of the key areas where, time marketing consulting really does focus for clients is database reactivation, is developing the system in general. It's what our software product Damo does really well. But the fact of the matter is that as a business owner, this is something that is valuable and critical to your long-term success. So have a system in place. It doesn't have to be all automated. There can be lots of opportunity for people to reach out in person, right? Live salesperson talking to you, talking to client, right? That's no problem. But there should be a structured way you're doing it, and it will lead, I promise you, it will lead to way more sales and it'll lead to way better profits because you attract somebody with your marketing. Heaven forbid they'll get lost in the shuffle because no one's reaching out to them and they fall through the cracks, right? They raised their hand. They said they wanted something. Don't ignore them. Don't let them go. Okay, and number 10, final question. I know my metrics. In other words, I know my numbers. Oh, phone's going off in our store. I know my numbers and what the metrics need to be for us in order to meet my revenue goals. It's one thing to know your existing metrics. Like, oh, we do, 95 transactions a day, or we do 5 transactions a day, or we sell XYZ number of widgets every single day. It's one thing to know that. But when I started to really increase my revenue was when I was like, okay, what do I want to achieve? How many people do I have to come through my business and through my building, right? How many clients do I have to have watch my YouTube channel in order to solicit a sale, in order to meet my revenue goals? Knowing your metrics, knowing what you want from a daily activity perspective. These are the objectives I want to meet every single day or every single promotion or every single campaign that we run, knowing those metrics that are going to drive towards meeting your actual big revenue goal. So reverse engineering those things, that becomes the measuring stick. As the great Dan Kennedy said, if you can't measure it, it's not marketing. If you can't measure it, it's not marketing. In other words, doing promotions that you can't have any way of gauging whether they've created a result or not is the black hole of marketing for most small business. And I did it. I did it for the good part of a decade. Wasted $20,000 on a promotion. Very few clients. Wasted another $15,000 on a promotion, right? A big campaign lasted several months. Almost nothing. Just recently, and it's not like us marketers get it right every time. Just recently, back in September, it's now January, I did a promotion with the local newspaper. Cost us a couple $1,000 plus other stuff. So let's say $2,500. I got basically 0 results from that. And it was a good campaign. The idea was solid, but obviously it was flawed. It didn't work. It didn't resonate with our ideal client. And that's okay. You have to test stuff. So what I encourage you to do is to find out, reverse engineer from your numbers what it is that you want to achieve and what are the metrics you're going to need from a marketing perspective, from a sales perspective, in order to achieve those great numbers. All right. So I hope you got great value out of this today. I thought about it because a client asked me the other day, they're like, what are the, when you want to work with somebody, what are the top 10 questions that you would be asking? Well, what are the things that you're looking for in a business that might want to work with you? And I thought, you know what? I'm going to share this because as a business owner, you and I may never work together, but man, oh man, if I could give you, if you could suddenly start answering yes to more of these 10 questions than no, your business will grow. I can promise you that. So once again, as a recap, number 1, I have a clear vision of where I'd like my company to go. Number 2, I'm ambitious and I'm eager to move forward and start tackling these big goals. Number 3, I have clear understanding of the needs of my client, emotional, physical, and mental. Okay. Number 4, I know where my client hangs out, both offline and online. Number 5, I have set a bold revenue goal that is going to excite me to achieve it. Okay. Number 6, I am open to bundling packages and services, to retweaking the way my promotions work so that I can generate more revenue at better profit. Number 7, I have a clear promotional calendar that will enable me to reach my revenue goals. And number 8, I have a defined content marketing strategy that builds authority and magnetism. Number 9, when someone connects with my company, I have a clearly defined connection and follow-up system to ensure that they don't slip through the cracks, that we don't lose them. And number 10, I know the key metrics. I know the critical numbers that my company must be hitting from its marketing and sales in order to reach my big, bold, audacious revenue goals. So I hope that helps you. I hope you can take all 10 of these questions. You can start to ruminate on them, germinate on them. If you want to join us in the Marketing Wizards Inner Circle Facebook group, you'll see a link to that Facebook group down below in the description here. So join us in there. It's a free Facebook group. We do promotions all the time. We help people with their marketing all the time. So you see lots of content in there. So I want to say thank you so much for watching this episode of the Marketing Wizards Inner Circle. And go on out there. I have been Michael Bridgman. You have been fabulous in yourself. So go on out there, my friends, enchant your audience and create some amazing, amazing marketing. Thanks so much for watching. Ciao for now.